Top 10 moments that prove Taylor Swift will dump Travis Kelce. Number 10, getting booed at NFL games. Now, Taylor is getting a lot of heat just because she's decided to show up and support Travis at a few of his games. Sadly, she was booed not once but twice by thousands of people while she was there. The latest incident came from New England fans at last week's Chiefs versus Patriots game. Of course, Taylor was there cheering on Travis, sitting next to Brittany Mahomes. The latest incident came from New England fans at last week's Chiefs versus Patriots game. Taylor kept it cool by smiling, waving, and blowing a kiss to the audience. Thankfully, she handled the situation like a pro, but there's no doubt that the negativity would have been very hard to ignore. In her Time 2023 Person of the Year interview, she opened up about the impact she's made on the NFL and the newfound attention she gets at the games. She said, "I don't know how they know what suite I'm in. There's a camera like half a mile away and you don't know where it is, and you have no idea when the camera is putting you in the broadcast. So I don't know if I'm being shown 17 times or once." But she insisted that she's just there to support Travis and has no awareness of how much she's being shown on screen. Taylor also made it clear that she doesn't care if her appearance upsets a few dads, Brads, and Chads, because at the end of the day, that's not who she's there for. Number 9, growing backlash. The backlash surrounding the couple has gotten so bad recently that the NFL released a statement defending their coverage of Taylor Swift. They said, "We frequently change our bios and profile imagery based on what is happening in and around our games, as well as culturally. The Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce news has been a pop cultural moment we've leaned into in real time, as it's an intersection between sport and entertainment, and we've seen an incredible amount of positivity around the sport." But clearly the fact that they even needed to put out this statement in the first place shows you that they've received a lot of pushback. Just 2 months ago, Taylor got booed by thousands of people at another NFL game, when the Giants and the Seahawks were playing at MetLife Stadium, and a ton of NFL fans made it clear that they just don't like her. While she wasn't physically present at that game, she still somehow managed to get booed when an ad for her Eras tour popped up on the scoreboard. Thousands of people in the crowd then started booing as an image of her was shown on the big screen. Never mind the fact that it was just an ad. Number 8, public pressure. Ever since Travis and Taylor's relationship was made public, the two of them have been the target of several celebrity critics, even ones you would have never imagined, like Olivia Wilde. She had people wondering what exactly she has against Taylor when she weighed in on their romance. On her Instagram story, she posted someone else's tweet that said, "I wish Taylor Swift was in love with a climate scientist," and obviously not an NFL star. So judging from that post, it's pretty obvious Olivia was alluding to the reports of Taylor's significant carbon footprint. Last year, she was named one of the celebrities with the worst private jet CO2 emissions. Based on data from Celebrity Jet's account, they found that her jet had made 170 trips between January and July of 2022, creating an estimated 8,000 metric tons of CO2. Her team then defended the numbers and told Rolling Stone that her jet is loaned out regularly to other individuals. But even so, fans were just not happy. Which brings us to our next point, because this is a big one. Number 7, private jets to visit Travis. The fact that Taylor is dating Travis somehow added to the problem which already existed, because she is constantly flying on her private jet just to visit him. Up to now, Taylor has been flying out to spend quality time with him, exactly 12 journeys to be with him this year, which might be great for their relationship, but it is horrible for the environment. The journeys so far have used up more than 12,000 gallons of jet fuel, which is calculated to be worth a whopping $70,000. Based on statistics taken from the Instagram account Taylor Swift Jets, her flights have now produced 138 tons of CO2 emissions to date, which is the equivalent of energy used by 17 houses in 1 year, or the electricity use of 27 homes for 1 year. To repair the environmental damage that this caused, 2,280 trees would have to be planted and flourish for 10 years in order to restore the balance. Now, this is the biggest criticism that Taylor has been getting recently, so of course her representative had to respond with another statement defending her. They said, "Before the tour kicked off in March of 2023, Taylor purchased more than double the carbon credits needed to offset all tour travel. The excess credits means Taylor could have accounted for more than enough to cover her latest romance springing up in the middle of her sellout tour, with her trips to support Kelce upping her carbon emissions alongside her planned tour travels." Number 6, oversharing. We know it's not like Taylor to gush about her romances and give us all the details, but in this case, she seems to be doing the opposite, which might come back to bite her in the future. She revealed that her and Travis were already boyfriend and girlfriend by the time she was first seen at one of his games. She said, "This all started when Travis very adorably put me on blast on his podcast, which I thought was metal as hell. We started hanging out right after that, so we actually had a significant amount of time that no one knew, which I'm grateful for, because we got to get to know each other. By the time I went to that first game, we were a couple. I think some people think that they saw our first date at that game. We would never be psychotic enough to hard launch a first date. So Taylor is very aware of the general surprise people have shown in response to the public nature of her relationship, especially in comparison to her last long-term romance. In the past few months alone, her and Travis have probably been seen together more times than her and her ex-boyfriend Joe Alwyn ever were over the course of their 6-year relationship. But according to Taylor, there's a reason for that. She said, "When you say a relationship is public, that means I'm going to see him do what he loves, we're showing up for each other. Other people are there and we don't care. The opposite of that is you have to go to an extreme amount of effort to make sure no one knows that you're seeing someone, and we're just proud of each other." Number 5, ex-girlfriend's warning. Taylor recently received a harsh warning from Travis's ex-girlfriend, who claimed that he cheated on her years ago and that he will most likely do it again. So it seems like Taylor's new boyfriend from the Kansas City Chiefs might have a few red flags that she needs to watch out for. Maya Benberry dated Travis for several months back in 2016, and since then she's come out of the woodwork to expose him. She spoke to dailymail.com and straight up said that he was unfaithful to her during their relationship. She even used the phrase, "once a cheater, always a cheater," and she addressed Taylor directly. Quote, "Taylor seems like such a fun girl with a beautiful spirit, so I wish her the best of luck, but I wouldn't be a girl's girl if I didn't advise her to be smart. I'm sure by now she has mastered the ability to see who is really there for her and who is just using her. I can only hope that she comes out the teacher in this situation and not the student." So it sounds like Maya had a really bad experience with Travis, and now she is genuinely trying to warn Taylor about getting involved with him as well. Of course, he's now denied these accusations and accused Maya of just trying to get her 15 minutes of fame. But it is hard to ignore those comments completely. Number 4, Kayla Nicole drama. Travis Kelce's other ex-girlfriend, sports presenter Kayla Nicole, has received some major backlash ever since Taylor and Travis got together. It got so bad that she had to address being trolled online in her own video statement that she posted on Instagram. So it's incredibly upsetting that toxic fans are now going after her simply for the fact that she used to date Travis. Nicole's followers have also called out Swifties who for some reason were pitting the women against each other and leaving immature and unnecessary comments, including Taylor Swift pictures under her Instagram post. Nicole since responded in a 4-minute long video addressed to women. She said, "They may call you a traitor for falling in love. You'll hope the ones closest to you will protect you, but you will quickly find out that people don't protect what they don't value. They'll say you're too much, too provocative, too boisterous, too outspoken, and in the same breath tell you you're not enough." She also urged women not to participate in this one-sided journey and asked them to preserve their heart even when they try to quantify your character, because there is power in silence. Number 3, Taylor's need for privacy. One of the main reasons Swifties are so concerned about this latest relationship is because of how public it all is. So in comparison, her longest romance with Joe Alwyn, the couple hardly ever came out into the spotlight, and Taylor herself spoke out many times about the importance of keeping her love life private in order to protect it. Over the years, they've had to deal with countless rumors that they had secretly gotten engaged or even married on the down low. And this speculation reached new heights when Taylor was seen with a large ring on her finger in the documentary Miss Americana. With the release of Lover in 2019, this theory was absolutely everywhere. Joe Alwyn eventually spoke out about this in an interview with WSJ magazine. He said, "If I had a pound for every time I think I've been told I've been engaged, then I've had a lot of pound coins. I mean, the truth is, if the answer is yes, I wouldn't say. And if the answer is no, I still wouldn't say." Number 2, Taylor's past relationships. Unlike Joe Alwyn, Matty Healy, for example, has never shied away from discussing his relationship with Taylor, even the aspects of it that he wasn't very happy with. 2 years after meeting her, he responded to rumors that they had a relationship in a very controversial interview with Q magazine. He described what happened between them as just a flirtation and said that he was surprised that it made the headlines, saying, quote, "It's not really anything to talk about, because if she wasn't Taylor Swift, we wouldn't be talking about her. She wasn't a big impact on my life. It's just interesting to me how interested the world is about Taylor Swift." He then goes on to explain that if he had gone out with her, then he would have been labeled as just Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Matty made it clear that he absolutely hated that idea and said that it would have been very emasculating to be in a relationship with her, given her level of success. At the time, his comments received a lot of backlash for being misogynistic, and he later backpedaled with the post on Twitter, insisting that she was one of the most most gracious, hardworking, creatively gifted, and beautiful women that he had ever met. Thankfully, his comments didn't seem to affect their relationship too much at the end of the day, though they are no longer together. And coming in at number 1, how they met. Talk of Taylor and Travis's romance first started when he revealed on his podcast that he tried to get her attention at a concert with a friendship bracelet that had his phone number on it. Unfortunately, Taylor had left the stadium before he could get it to her, but she found out about it after the conversation went public. As speculation started to grow, his brother Jason stoked the flames further during an interview where he called the dating rumors 100% true, and he said that they were doing great together. Eventually, Travis addressed the rumors in his own interview and said, "I threw it out there, I threw the ball in her court," and clearly his invitation did the job, because just a few weeks later, Taylor was seen getting into the game as the Kansas City Chiefs battled the Chicago Bears. She was enthusiastically cheering him on in the VIP section right next to his mother, Donna Kelce. She was wearing all red and white to show her support for the team and looked like she was just having a blast watching the game. The two of them then left the stadium together in Travis's vintage convertible, and they spent time together at a private after party. At that same party, there were said to be several people who saw them kissing and cuddling all throughout the evening. So at that point, it was pretty clear that they were no longer hiding the fact that they were dating. So what do you think about this video? Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you all in the next one.